Hopefully, we won't have any more network hiccups this evening. Welcome, everybody. We are live with a hot, dry season with designer Pat Mullen. How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. Well, sort of good.
Well, the weather's garbage here, so I can tell you that. I actually left the apartment today. So,
Where the hell is the? Hold on, let me go. Oh, system rule. No, I want final products.
at this point, I'm feeling slightly stir crazy.
How come?
Just,
COVID?
well, I don't have COVID, but yes, ultimately, I can't go. I mean, nobody wants to go anywhere.
Right.
I'd actually have gone to the local game store for counter trays today. Had they been open, they are actually closed on Mondays. So that was out.
That's weird.
Well, I figure if you got to be closed someday, it's probably better to be closed on an oddball weekday like Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I
Probably.
don't know if they have counter trays anyway, but maybe I'll call them tomorrow. I don't know.
So let's see here.
There
Hopefully
was
my
a national counter tray shortage for a while because GMT had run out of them.
a national counter trade shortage. It's so that's so trite, isn't it? When you
It's
think about it.
amusing.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Shortage.
GMT is the accepted source for those like regular counter trays at the moment. Even though actually their counter tray design didn't originate with them, it actually originated with the gamers. The gamers were the first people to have those counter trays available. So I don't know what. There's probably bit of a story there. I don't know what it might be.
So let's see here. We got. All right. Let me see. We are at the beginning of turn 10.
Correct.
So let's see here. Fit this to width. And we begin with the aviation step. That kind of doesn't need to be done right now. Everybody's at home. Nobody's hurt. So reinforcement level. So we check the intensity level.
I know it went up a bit last turn.
I'll fit this to width. It is at 40, which doesn't do anything. So that's good to know. And that's the official level. And then we go to, let's see, turn 10. So this went forward too far. There we go. We're on turn 10. I have some reinforcements coming in this turn. Not a lot. And I believe I have some withdrawals this turn. So if you look at your campaign thing, we're finally, after 1st Infantry Division started arriving, at 1 ID day +1.
Mm-hmm.
So what this is going to do is withdraw the 196 Light Infantry Brigade separate and most attached assets. So there's just a list of stuff that basically, in the game, you just pick them up and pull them out. And if the units are destroyed, you don't worry about it. You know, they're just gone.
Okay.
So let me work on doing the withdrawals, and then I'll throw in the and then I'll throw on my reinforcements. So let's see here. Do this thing by thing. All right, so the headquarters, backing them up.
Duce, how's it going?
So this happened
Sorry,
historically.
I didn't get you a little video snippet this week. It just didn't come together for me with everything else going on. All right, so you were saying?
So they're getting withdrawn because it's a historical event, basically.
Right.
Whatever happened, whatever the U.S. level of success would be in this operation, the weaknesses of the command structure and the need to kind of reacclimate the battalion, the brigade in country would become apparent. You know? So, all right. So now I need all 4 companies of the 2nd of the 1st. Find them. They're all in this general area.
How do the withdrawals work? Do you just yank them, and
They
that's
just
it?
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I was designing it, I thought of various, well, you could do this. You could force the U.S. player to withdraw them, and if they don't get them out, they lose victory points. And it just seemed like a whole lot of nonsense,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a better term, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right, right. It just seemed like a big rigmarole. And the easiest way is they're just going to get pulled. Their helicopter, yeah, their theater assets, etc. They're just gone.
Right.
That's right.
That
So
works.
now, 4 companies of the 31st. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, basically playability won out. It felt like if anything else I tried to do would be just being fiddly for fiddly's sake,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes any sense.
No, absolutely.
Guy. That's the 31st. And I need the 21st too. Come on, you guys all are in here somewhere. Let's see. Not over there. I don't think. Oh, some guys died. Let me.
Well, I feel real bad about that, as you know.
Let me see. So let me pull them out of the dead pool because they can't be rebuilt. "31st, 21st, 21st." Okay, so that's that. And let me see here. The 3rd of the 82nd Arty Battalion. All right, let me find them.
John Longshore, thanks for stopping by. Trying to get back into the rhythm after a kind of weird and oddball week last week, in part because of the virtual Dragoons assembly, but I had other stuff going on. It was my last week of work, so other things were occurring as well. So we're back at it this week.
Did you have any stuff to do in terms of like final signing out?
Yeah. I had to actually go in. Ha ha. So, and of course, that meant I had to go in and then sit around for 45 minutes waiting for the person that was supposed to meet me. So that was irritating.
Yeah, so in gameplay terms, for just as a player, right? So the U.S. just has to be cognizant of that. That they're going to get withdrawn, so you might as well use them. But
Sure.
you need to be cognizant from the beginning that they're going to get pulled. So wherever you have them, they better not be in a very precious spot that you really were hoping you could preserve. So that's 1, 2, 3, and there should be one more. Not there. Not there. There. So that's all the artillery. And then there's some aviation that gets pulled too. And that is going to be the 1 F-17 and 2 F-17. The actual recon troop got shredded, so they don't really matter. Don't need to look for them. Boop.
Yes, well, no kidding.
Boop.
At some point, I might talk about it more online, but I'm not inclined to do so at this exact moment.
About what?
The employment situation.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's all good. I'll be fine.
They did pick the worst time to, like, change their thing. With with everything happening in the world, shall we say?
Yeah, and there's a lot of other things that I'm not really supposed to talk about that went into that decision too. So, it could have been better timing, that's for sure.
So let's see. All right, so I've done all the withdrawals. Now I can do a little reinforcing. So let's do some reinforcing.
How much stuff got pulled out? Doesn't look like that much.
Do you want? I will throw it in one big stack and let you look at it since you asked. There you go.
Oh, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a brigade.
Okay.
Yeah, a brigade and all of 4 battalions of infantry, a brigade headquarters, 4 batteries of 105s, and 2 recon helicopters. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, all right. So I was like, well, I don't know. I don't know what you think's a lot of stuff, Gary, but
No, that's a lot of stuff.
Let's see here. All right. We're gonna have to show up here. And we're gonna have like everybody show up. Well, everybody I can conceivably have show up there. I mean, it's basically what was happening slowly during this operation. We're playing it turn by turn, right? And all this stuff starts showing up. 1st Infantry Division, historically, before they reinforced, they sent Major General Dupuy, the commander, to do an assessment of what was happening there.
Right.
And he showed up and so you remember the U.S. started with those with the 196, and there was 1 battalion and later a 2nd battalion, those 5.66s.
Right.
Right. Those are from 1st of the 27th and the 2nd of the 27th. They're basically battalions from a brigade of the 25th Infantry Division that were sent to reinforce this effort. Okay.
Okay.
So those guys historically got pinned down, and many elements from the 196, as well as those battalions, were basically walked into an ambush near the cash zone, and in game terms, the intensity escalated rapidly. Right.
Okay.
So what happened was they sent General Dupuy he went to visit the forward. So they said, we want you to take over and reinforce these. He says, I'm going to go out there and do an assessment. So he does talk to the 196 headquarters, but the first thing he does is he goes to the forward command post for the 1st of the 27th Infantry. And so there's a major in charge of that battalion, and he's got, at that time, he says, you're out here in the boonies, brigades way back at Tainan West, right? How many companies do you have, task forced to you, right? And he says 11.
Okay.
Right. And Dupuy's kind of shocked, by that. Like, that's like crazy talk in terms of, sure, you can task force companies to battalions. You see the free flow of the command and control of the headquarters here, but it's just like there's like this whole higgledy-piggledy all being run by this 1 battalion headquarters. And so he says, when was the last time you heard from brigade? And he says, when we left fire support, when we left fire FSB Dao Tiang 3 days ago. And so he continues to do his assessment, and he basically comes to the conclusion that the 196 Brigade headquarters is just the brigade needs to be pulled. Like he's going to take over the op, and he's going to take over the AO, and then these guys are going to have to transition out. He makes that recommendation to MacV, and MacV agrees. And you see it in terms of like the relative strengths of the units, but in game terms, it's really they weren't ready. This light independent light brigade concept was a new concept. The brigade had insufficient resources at the brigade level to be able to manage everything. So a brigade, headquarters is going to manage a brigade, but if you're independent, that means you're not attached to a division. So you need a lot of other things like intel cells, intel assets. Like another good example would be like LERPs, which in game terms would function like these special forces units.
Okay.
That would be attached to the headquarters. And really, the opinion was also that the brigade commander at that time was incompetent. Okay, right, like not up to the task, and really that it's and a lot of that's in the game resources and it'll be in the playbook, but that Westmoreland says as much in his memoirs. And in fact, when the brigade showed up, he's the one who insisted that a general officer take command of that brigade. They were under a colonel, and the guy he selected was a ground missile brigadier general who's a ground missile specialist who'd never held a tactical infantry command.
Okay.
Right? So it's kind of hard, Westy kind of, basically tries to make the statement softly and kind of blame himself a little bit for the whole situation in his memoirs.
Okay.
But they also felt, and this is still hotly debated today. Like one day, was a veteran of one of the 196 battalions that was there will see our video, and he'll go there and comment and contradict. There's still a fight, like I've seen in like army forums, right? Where there's a history article from like 10 years ago, right? And there's a flame war by some guys who were officers in both the 227th and these 196 thing, where they were like, the battalion performed spectacularly, that kind of thing. They just weren't ready. I think from jump, even being prepared as a battalion, the battalion's being prepared as part of a brigade, even back in the States, they just weren't. Everything was not handled well, and there were many. It doesn't mean the guys didn't fight bravely or officers don't try or stuff like that, but the brigade needed to get pulled. So but in game terms, that's what's happening is the 1st Infantry Division has been showing up and trying to hit you back, knowing, that the 196 is going to get pulled out. They've got to assume this thing. So, all right, so they are all gone, and my reinforcements are placed. We don't have any reinforcements, so now we go to...
Jordan, thanks for stopping by. Okay. What replacements look like?
It is... You can spend them. I get some new points though, because it's an even turn. So I get 1 foot, half artillery, half aviation. Okay. 1 foot. Half an artillery. Half an aviation. Great. And let me spend them.
I spent one.
All right. It's gonna be dead guys. And yeah.
Let me ask you about a book I was just remembered. There's a book called, I think, America in Vietnam by John F. Gilmartin. Is that a book you're familiar with?
Gilmartin, continue. I forget the name, but I might remember it.
The book's called America in Vietnam.
Let me take
I think the 15-year war or something like that. And I ask because he was one of my history professors.
Let me see.
And he was he's passed away in 2016. Quite a character. He used to come into class singing Napoleonic marching songs.
What was his last name?
John F. Gilmartin.
And it's America in Vietnam?
Yeah.
John F.
Gilmartin. It's spelled Guil Martin.
Well, he ain't. Oh, that's neat. He wrote a book about Mayaguez.
Mm-hmm.
But his Vietnam title, let me see. He doesn't have an Amazon page. Sorry for this diversion there, YouTubers, but I like this kind of stuff. So
we're all good.
Gil Martin, America. Was he a military history guy?
Yeah. Professor of military history at OSU.
So I've obviously never read it. Let's see, the 15-Year War. It looks just like an overview.
Yeah,
is what I'm seeing. All I can say is he wrote a title on the Mayaguez incident, and it was published by Texas A&M Military History Series, and that's always a positive. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, right? Yeah, they've got a very good department. So for military history, yeah, it looks like it's a broad overview.
Okay.
So let's see. All right. So I need to bring men back to life. So one man's going to be brought back to life. Where can I bring people back to life? Reconstitute companies. Begin reconstituting. The rules. Tainan or Bien Hoa. Tainan West or Bien Hoa. Can only be on their flip side.
Anyway, Gilmartin was also a wargamer. I can tell you that too.
Yeah. The working on Lamps on 719, Professor guy's going there, and this guy's going to Bien Hoa. Oh, Professor Willibanks is most definitely a wargamer. He was the former military history chair at the General Staff College. All right, so that's that. I've done replacements. That's all I really needed to do. So let us move past replacements and move to the next phase, which is the reorganization step. All right, so you know the drill. This is about disruption and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a ton, but there's at least a couple.
I don't think I have any. I kept myself in good order this last turn. Yeah, you got some guys. Yeah, but they're adjacent to Spooky, so
they're host.
So let's see. Yeah, I'm cool. And looking at the next turn, next phase, I'm gonna make a CR check for Red Haze and see if I can keep you guys in sight overnight. I do. Yay. And I forgot to move those. Oh, and I got to reset my air points, and my air points are at. We haven't played in so long, I don't remember off the top of my head because it goes up. So let's see. I start with. $12, and then
Robert
it went
Reese Jr.,
to...
thanks for stopping by.
Oh, Robert, good to have you on board. So let's see. So it was 12, and then it went to 18. All right. Yep. So let me put that there. And that's it. So I rolled for Red Haze. I rolled a 2 underneath your 6. So all those guys, Red Haze, once we get done fixing and unfixing, will go back home.
Okay.
So let's see. So now we go to the fixing and the unfixing. So
Okay. It's probably it right there, actually.
these guys can't do anything. Those guys can't.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I've got a couple of guys. I got to noodle through a bunch of guys here. This big column I have over in the east. Robert Reese, I'll call it out and say he was in this area west of the river in Vietnam. Believe a year-ish after this action with the time of the 1st Infantry Division. Let's see. Yeah. Guys unfixed. Unfixed. Alrighty then. So everybody has been fixed or unfixed. That's great. And you have the initiative. So when do you want to go? What
I'll
do you
go
want to
first.
do? Okay. So we start with the concealment step. So you may conceal
There ain't
away.
much to conceal. Well, I got some stuff to place here, but
60, yeah, about a year and a half. It was after Tet, right, Robert? If I recall correctly, Tet proper, not all the mini Tets. Yeah, it might be that on the book. It might be a good book. It's a general history, and
I'm in the market for a general history of Vietnam. So.
Yeah. I haven't.
And I was at the bookstore today, and I didn't really see anything. Not that I mean, I went to half price books, so nobody's surprised that I didn't find anything.
I might want to check it out just because those have been good ones are few and far between in terms of a military history. Mm-hmm. So I might actually check that out. If he was a military historian, then yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I had. That's what I had him for. I had him for multiple classes, and he actually passed away like in the mid-semester, but after I had taken my second class with him. But he was very good teacher.
Let's see here.
And he was actually there. He was actually a Vietnam vet. I mean, he was like a chopper pilot in Vietnam.
Right. So let's see. So we're ready. We're
ready.
done. So concealment. So
Concealment's done.
now time for my aviation steps. So first of all, let me send Red Haze home to Vung Tau Army Airfield. And then my weak spot now, sir, is I lost 2 observation choppers. So
You've still got quite a few.
well, no, not that many. So until MacV decides to give me more reinforcements, that's going to prove to be a little bit of a thing. What am I going to do with all these dudes? Those guys are going to go there. Anybody else I want to lift and shift out of here? Yeah. I don't think I have anybody in a liftable or shiftable. Yeah, I do. I'll say historical feel in the game. Playing these the U.S. player, you do end up feeling higgledy-piggledy. It's just the nature of the battlefield. You feel like, all right, I'm doing this over here. What's going on over here? Like that kind of thing. All right, so. And I think we would like to use Spooky's abilities over here. All right. I am done with my aviation move, and now we move to intelligentsia.
Okay.
Intelligence. So we start with me, and the guy is on top of the mountain. Oh, let me load and unload first, and then I'll. Happens at the end of the phase. And then guys here. Okay. So, all right, the guys on top of the mountain are going to go after concealment marker number 41, and we are going to guess that they are PLAF.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. And now over the guys at 1st Infantry Division headquarters are going to roll on. Let's see, what's the better terrain? I think they both equally suck. On concealment marker number 26.
Okay.
That is in
Light woods.
light jungle. That's
Okay.
going to be. They need a 3 or less. They failed. And over to you if you got any local force intelligence and your 9th Division thing.
You got units in 1912 or 1913 that could be revealed by a local force.
1913. 1913. Yes, I do. You may go. They are loaded, however, so you can see who they are, though.
What's their modifier for that?
Depends on the hex that the unit itself is
It's in rice paddy.
That should give them a bonus.
1+1. Yeah, so they made that.
Here you go. There you go. Special Forces Detachment and Charlie of the 2nd of the 27th are loaded up.
All right. I've got 9th Division HQ as well.
Right.
We'll pick hex number 4618.
26 what?
46. No, don't worry about it.
Okay, never mind.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. All right, so that's it for intel, and now we move to observation, which means U.S. observation. Surveillance, I should say. So these guys are going to try to reveal concealment marker number 65. They're in light jungle.
Okay.
That is going to be a -3, so they need a 3 or less. They failed. And Spooky is going to try to reveal concealment marker number 26. Spooky's going to need a 4 or less. Spooky failed. And that is it for my surveillance. It shows you how
Okay,
little.
yeah, that did remove a lot.
Yeah.
Plus, Spooky goes away again before too much longer.
Right.
So
right, and that's when the U.S. He gets into a dilemma with Red Haze. What do you want to use it for? But because the one thing that the 196 had was a good surplus of aviation helicopter surveillance assets. So all right, so that's that. So now we go to reconnaissance, and I shall go first. And we got a guy who's going to try to go after concealment marker number 26 again, and he's going to need a 4 or less. Failed. And we got another guy who's going to try to go after concealment marker number 26, and let's see. He failed. So a lot of failure. And now let's go over to the other side of the map, where I'm kind of relying on my Special Forces guys. All right, so we're going to try to reveal concealment marker number 66. They're in the little dense jungle. And the unit that's going after them is going to need a 5 or less. Let's see what happens. Did I just hit the button?
yes.
Did we just get a new result? Okay, all right. Freaked me out because it was like, well, that failed. And we got anybody else over here? Nope. We got another unit that's going to go after, let's see, concealment marker number 48. And we're going to need to roll a 4 or less. Failed. We got another guy who's going to go after concealment marker number 47, and we're going to need a 4 or less.
Thanks for coming by, though, Robert.
So, a lot of failure from the, obviously it was Mike Force that was doing those. Nobody's in range of these guys. We're going to try to go after concealment marker number 54. We are going to need a... Is it a 3 or less? Yep, a 3 or less. Failed. And we got another guy who's going to go after concealment marker number 54. Failed. I did not make one recon roll that turn.
No, that was pretty terrible, actually. Did you, borrow my dice or what?
Yeah. So that is... Let me make sure I don't have anybody else hidden around anywhere. That is it for recon. Piss poor day for the for special forces. Okay. So, over to you for recon, if you got any.
I don't have any... let me check a couple things here. I don't have anything else.
All right. So we end the first ISR phase and we go to...
Fires.
Yes. You go first.
I'm going to say I don't have any fires.
Go
ahead.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
All right.
Fires are a lot less effective for me. That aren't. I mean, the artillery is better used in support of infantry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I can throw 15 factors down. I might get it. Maybe a 6-factor attack.
Yeah, when you're playing the NLF, it's just there's a time and a place for it. Sometimes you can get some pretty decent results via. They're all visible. What do we have going on here? I think there. And I guess some of these guys here. And yeah, for the U.S., fires is just more effective. They have more of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a time and a place for the NLF. Like it's a great way to disrupt units.
Yeah, maybe, but you're always good. I mean, you're going to be at the I mean,
even if you're at the low end of the table, there are times where it's just like,
yeah, maybe it depends on the terrain, and I mean, there's a lot of variables.
Right. The big thing I think in the game is big pictures, kind of thinking about what you're going to be doing beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you're not going to really be doing any attacks, that's a good time to just, as the NLF say, well, I'm just going to do some flipping fires. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's see. So that's all them guys, and move all the guys that are airlifting places. Quick hop. Nice go. Come on and take a free ride. Is there room at your inn? No room at that inn. But there is room at this inn. Yeah, but I don't want to. You're just going to stay where you were, kind sir, and you're just going to stay put. Complete. And we got these guys. We're going to leave this guy. Leave these guys over here. All right, so I did all my loading and unloading and finished up my aviation phase.
All right.
So now let us go to purifiers. So what am I going to do over here? Let's save that for last. Well, we're going to do stuff over here. This guy is going to pop up and expose himself way over here in the east. And he is going to get an air point. And we're going to do some fires on... I think it's 41. Let me get a little closer. $41.19.
4119 is an empty hex.
$48.19.
Oh, that's different.
That's completely different. All right, so let's go to the fires chart. All right, so we got 7. It's combined IDF, fires IDF mission, so no minus. You're fixed, so it's +1. And then what kind of terrain are you in?
That's dense jungle.
Dense jungle is going to be a -4, so we're at a -3 on the 7. Let's see what happens. That's a good roll. Guess I was saving my good rolls for fires phases. That is a D2 S2 on that.
You had how many points?
7.
Minus 3. 11
Oh
minus
no,
3 is
I
8. So that's
screwed it up. I screwed up. It's an 8. You're correct.
Okay, D1S1.
Right. It's a victory point for victory point for me, and it raises the intensity level by 1. And I think we're gonna do the same thing. I feel like I have enough firepower. One, two, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, can't reach you. Can't reach you. That's all we're gonna do over here. No, you're gonna scroll away, so I might as well light you up. So we're gonna, another guy in that same hex is gonna open up. We're gonna throw in an air point. And basically that other stack that's next to it with the 3rd of the 7th Battalion in it. I should say the
Okay.
7th Battalion in it. We're gonna light them up. So they're in dense jungle. I mean jungle
They're
hills.
Jungle
so
Hills, yeah.
That's not going to really make a difference. It's the same roll. It's a -3 on the 7 to 8. Here we go. I'm rolling. I should go to Vegas.
But obviously, that's a D2S2.
Yes. 2 victory points. 2 increases to intensity. Glad I chose to do fires. Alrighty then. And we like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. All right. So we like that mission so much that as you see to the north, another fire base we have on a road. We're going to throw in those guys. We're going to throw in this HHC for 9. And in terms of raw IDF, and now I'm going to throw in top that off with some air. So let me look at the chart. $16 and that's 4 would get me to the 13. Yep, we're gonna do that. Spend 4 air points.
All right, which hex are we targeting here?
Same guys.
Okay.
Same hex. So let's see here. All right. So we're on the 13 to 15 table. But it's it's a -3. It's the same net modifier. So here we go. And that's a crap roll. So crap, in fact, that it's no effect.
I think that is the very first time you've rolled fires in several weeks and you've rolled less than like a 10.
So it's a -3, so it actually does not do anything at a 2. So all that fire pounded the jungle. So let's see. Do we have anything else we'd like to do? Frustrated, the commander of the 1st Infantry Division decides to repeat that mission against another hex, similarly. And you see another fire base on the road pop up over here. And we're going to throw in that HHC that's there, this one. So that's 9. And we're going to throw in 4 more air points, and we're going to hit the first hex that we were pounding before.
This one, okay.
Which is 4819. So 4 more air points. And so we're on the 13 to 15 minus 3 again. Here we go. Oh, minus 3. Well, that's not 2, 3. That's all right. So it's another disruption, but I think you're max disrupted there.
Yes, that is correct.
That mission was a waste of space. So do we have any other HHCs around that area? No, we do not. I think we're done with fires in that general vicinity. So let's do the direct fire aviation stuff. That's all going to be happening over there by Camp Sweda. So Spooky's going to light up the guys just northeast of Camp Sweda in 2314. So we're 10 direct fire against kind of terrain is that? Is that light jungle? Light jungle.
That is light jungle.
So we're on the 10 and +1 because you're fixed, and minus 3, I believe, because of the light jungle. Yeah, so it's a net -2 on the 10 to 12. Here we go. All right, that's okay. A 6. Yep, we'll take that.
D1S1.
D1S1. Victory point for me. Another increase in intensity. And this guy here and this guy here are kind of gonna do bracket fire on that guy on your battalion size force that's in between them. So that's 12. Your fixed.
That's hex 2113.
That is correct.
Okay.
So we're +1 because you're fixed, and you're in Marsh Patty, which ain't much help. So that's
it's like a -1, isn't it? Something like that.
Yep. It's a straight up roll on the 10 to 12. Here we go. A 9. D2S2. 2 victory points for me. 2 more intensity. Ooh, you're just killing them. Ugh.
2 steps, so.
All right. And then lastly, these 2 guys together are going to hit the hex with the mortars in them. So that's going to be 8, but that's dense jungle, so this isn't going to be quite as friendly. You're fixed, so it's +1, but 'tis indeed dense jungle, which is a -4. So this is going to be a 7 to 9 -3. Let's see what happens. A 5 is something. D1. Someone
D1.
gets disrupted. All right. I think that is it for actual fires. And now it is time for fires movement. So what am I going to do here? Well, these guys are going to go. Reaction?
Sure.
Okay. And then reaction?
Proceed.
All right, and these guys are going to go here. And oh, cool. These guys who get to ignore Zox. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to move there. You get a couple reactions if you want to take them.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That one, no. This one, yes.
64 couldn't have, but 48 and 62 can. It's where I end my movement, is what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But so that's what happened. Was your reactions right got you off the road,
Mm-hmm.
and then so that it's always remember like anybody with U.S. mechanized movement, they ignore Zox, one of their positive, right? Unless somebody's on patrol. So it's like, all right, we can rejoin the column, yay! All right. So that's it for over there. I don't think I have any more treadheads wheeling around province. So I believe it is now time for the operations phase.
All right. I'm going first, so
I am going to the bathroom.
that is a great opportunity to do that because I will be at least that long.
Yep.
I'm gonna make some adjustments here. All right, that takes care of all of them. good over here.
I have returned.
Okay.
I see near Camp Sweet Eye, you're kind of taking my invitation to leave. Probably a good stopping point would be at the end of your ops turn, as I look at the clock.
That's probably going to be a good idea. I am very close to being finished with movement.
Okay.
I am, in fact, finished with movement.
I assume you have one attack.
You assume correctly.
All
right. So let's see what is contributing here.
Certainly know my defense number.
Okay, so that's going to be 18, 28, 32, 34 factors on the ground.
Okay.
Plus... Oh, that's unfortunate.
Just out of range. Yep.
Yeah, let me make a tiny adjustment here, because I could have... these guys could have been in the in this hex, which would put them in range.
Yes, you can do that. Yes. Which will give you an extra 8 firepower.
Actually, no, it's 9. That one only has a range of 2, and he's 3 hexes away. However, that is there as well.
So you have 34 plus 9.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
No more fire? Okay.
I don't think so. Hold on, let me check something here. But I don't think so.
Oh, and unfix the guy to the southwest of Suida too.
Oh.
I can't see him. All right.
Okay. Yep, that's what I got. 34 plus 9 is 43 factors.
Okay, so I've got a 12 defense, and I can throw in a max of double their defense strength and firepower. So we're throwing in that attack chopper. You see I just gave it another mission. And we're throwing in the HHC that's in range, so that's 11. And then we're going to dump all our remaining air points into the defensive Suida. So that's 19. So we're at 31. So 43 divided by 31 is...
That is a 1 to 1.
Even with rounding rules?
Yeah. It would be 45 and a half would be...
Yeah, it's
1.5.
Right.
Yeah.
So tis a 1 to 1.
All right.
So let's go to the chart.
Attacker support strength is not greater than defender ground's defense. However, I am attacking from more than 2 hexes.
So plus 1, right?
Plus 1.
Everyone wasn't concealed, but you did have unfixed units.
I did have unfixed and concealed, so that's worth a plus 1.
So that's plus 2.
Okay, and then that's it for the DRMs, but then there should be a column shift up for the concealed units in the attack.
Correct. And then 1 down, because I'm at a special forces camp. So...
okay. So it's 1 to 1, and that's in what terrain?
That Camp Suida, I believe...
That's in light woods.
Light woods. So that is going to be a -2. So it's basically a straight up 1 to 1.
Yep. All right, let's see what happens. That's not bad. It's an A0, however.
That is that means a nothing. A0, as you see, means no effect.
Mm-hmm.
So bloody stalemate, or
not even bloody.
Exchange of fire, right? Just nothing. Nothing. You're not strung out. Nobody's disrupted. Stalemate.
Yep. And that's the value of all that American support.
Right. Right. Turning it into well, that was a tough nut to crack anyway. You were just trying to pull off an attack on the fly. I mean, those are two good companies, as
Yes.
a base strength anyway.
Yeah.
So
They're not. Yeah, it's not like they're special forces guys, right? They're like actual full strength companies.
right, and the better type of company. On top of that, they're in defensive positions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's tough. If they weren't there, it would have been a 2-1, right? So a 2-1 even 9 would have been a DR, which is what you wanted.
Which is what I wanted. I needed a. Well, if I'd have gotten a 10, I would have been okay. But 10 or better on a 2d6 is not a great chance.
No, but
So.
it's this big, right? Because you would have taken some losses, but you would have forced a retreat, which would have made them combat ineffective.
Yeah.
Destroyed them. So that was, I can't ask for anything more than that. I'm happy.
All right. So
let's save it here.
Phase is done
and then I believe I'm going to have some attacking myself next turn, so we should probably save it now. This is turn 10, U.S. Ops. Okay.
All right, we are saved. So, thanks everybody for stopping by. We're planning on doing something on Friday. We'll figure out what that is. It's going to be exactly there were plans, and then everything changed, and things got chaotic, and I don't know what we're doing, but we're planning on doing something on Friday, so tune in for that. And, of course, there's other videos coming out this week, so stay tuned. Thanks for coming by, though.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. Thanks, Robert, for showing up. I know you've left, but when you see this, and John Longshore, thanks as always for hanging in there with us. Everybody have a good night.
Yep, good night.